Zimbabwe Electoral Commission (ZEC) says it needs funds to hold the impending referendum slated for November this year. In a statement issued earlier this week, ZEC Deputy Chairperson Joyce Kazembe said the Electoral Board needed more than 100 million to fund the referendum. ZEC has the constitutional mandate to run elections in Zimbabwe. ZEC also says the funds should be made available to allow inspections of the voters' roll, acquisition of electoral material, delimitation of the actual conduct of elections in order to meet the elections deadline. The organization, however, says voter registration had already begun at the Registrar General of Voters (RGV) offices. Press TV sought comment from ZEC to no avail as authorities within the organization were not available. The National Constitutional Assembly (NCA) is an independent organization that deals with constitutional research and advocacy. Press TV spoke to the organization, who believe the whole constitution-making process had been misdirected from the beginning.
They promised that they were going to produce a constitution in 18 months, and it's almost now 3 years later. So it may happen, it may not happen, but our wish as NCA is that there should be a referendum, so that at least it gives a lesson to any future politicians that Zimbabweans do not agree with the aspect of politicians leading a process of coming up with the same laws that they will use when they will be governing.
Co-chairperson of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitution (COPAC), Douglas Monzora, blames the government for failing to plan for critical exercises that determine the national vision in time.
When the minister was planning this year, he did not plan with those by-elections on time. So he is right that there was no budget for the by-elections. But this is the fault of President Mugabe and his administration. They should have looked at these things. It should not have taken them a court hearing for them to set the election date.
The plan to hold a constitutional referendum in Zimbabwe is now at its final stages, where the draft will be taken to a second all-stakeholders conference, which will be held later this month in Victoria Falls. Fazila Mohammed, Press TV, Harare.